Now your papa get Lagos. 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 What do you want to do too? Now your papa get Lagos. Hold on a second, guys. Is that an insult? Because right now, I am kind of confused. You know why? Because I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria, and anybody that is a core Lagosian knows that that is not necessarily like a direct attack on your father. That's not like an insult to your father. It's more like a challenge. It's like you challenging someone to do something, you know, to go out of their powers or maybe exercise their powers. And then you are challenging them that, okay, is it your father that owns this thing? And you know, that kind of thing. It's more like a challenge, right? More like also daring you to do your worst or to do your best. So listening to that statement from KAYBOBO and how excessively Koyin was reacting, still reacting as at the time of me filming this video, and also looking at how a lot of the housemates are just literally, you know, taking Koyin's side already, you know, and in a way, indirectly labeling KAYBOBO as a bully to Koyin. Ladies and gentlemen, I already feel sorry for KAYBOBO because this scenario that just happened this afternoon, it just completely reminded me of certain situations that happened during the All-Star season between Ilebaye and certain housemates that she triggered. Now, we all know and we've all agreed that during the All-Star season, Ilebaye was bullied by a lot of the housemates, but she wasn't entirely innocent because she realized her powers. She realized that she had an advantage as the youngest person in the house, and so she heavily leveraged on it, you know, to step on toes, to provoke, to trigger people, and got the sympathy of the viewers and of course the voters. And the combination of all of those circumstances led to her emerging the winner of that season, you know. So watching everything that played out today between Koyin and KAYBOBO, ladies and gentlemen, it just completely reminded me of Ilebaye's situation, and oh my god, I am having cold feet already for KAYBOBO. I feel sorry for the guy already because I don't think he really knows what's about to hit him. Yes. And so on this video, I'm going to go into the details. I will give you all the details of what exactly transpired between KAYBOBO and Koyin. Now, let me put out this disclaimer that the camera was on other housemates, and so we did not necessarily see the actual beginning of the whole drama, right? It was when Koyin was shouting, raising his voice in the kitchen, that the camera quickly switched onto them in the kitchen, all right? So I will share the details, all right, according to eyewitness accounts from all the housemates that were witnesses, and just basically give you all the details. So please watch to the end. Don't skip out in any part so that you do not miss out on anything at all, all right? And before we get into it, hi, you're especially welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. One last information before we get into the details of this video. For those of you that have been looking for an avenue to advertise your products or your services, or just generally your business, your brand, this is an opportunity for you to leverage on the traffic and all the engagement on FSWG, all right? So as I've always told you all, kindly go ahead, send me an email, introduce your business, let me know what you're on about, and I will send you my rate card, all right? This service is not free, all right? But if you really want to push your brand to your target market, if you really want to create more awareness for your business, now is your time, all right? So go ahead, here is my email address, send me those emails and let us get talking, all right? Now, all of that said, let's just get right into the details of this video. This was exactly what happened, all right? If you all had caught up with my last two videos, I had actually shared details of the house meeting that had happened last night, where Jason J, the head of house, and by the way, massive massive congratulations to this young man. He has continued to retain his head of house title. You know, he defeated all of his challengers, even in the head of house challenger. I'll give you guys more details about that when I make a video about the nominations, all right? But anyways, in that meeting, Jason J had told the housemates that in order for them to manage the food supplies that they had, they will have to delegate specific housemates to manage the kitchen so that everybody would not just go and waste all the food supplies they have, because they are actually really short. And guys, mind you, this is just the third day of the girls being in the house and the second day of the guys being in the house. So, that was the business of today. People were going into the kitchen to cook side meals, but KAYBOBO has been, you know, cooking. He's cooking soup for everybody in the house, but some people are still allowed to go into the kitchen to make noodles. So Koyin said he was hungry. He went into the kitchen. Somebody was cooking and had shared noodles for different people that wanted to eat, people that were interested. Now, they had served Koyin, but he said it wasn't enough. According to Faith, he had given his own plate to Koyin to add to his own portion of the food to eat. But Koyin was still insisting that he must cook what he wants to eat, that he wants to cook. Now, KAYBOBO, who was still cooking the soup, was telling him that, listen, dude, don't bother cooking anymore. Just eat this one they've given to you. The food will soon be ready. You know, I'm making food so that it will go around for everybody. And Koyin was still adamant. And it resulted into a heated, you know, argument, because according to eyewitnesses that were there, KAYBOBO was quite polite to Koyin to exercise patience and please manage his portion and Faith's portion that had been offered to him, you know, to add to his own portion to eat. Instead, Koyin was not having it. But Koyin was not having it. Instead, he was spoiling for a fight. He was spoiling for a fight, and instead further challenging KAYBOBO, asking him, what do you go do? In other words, what will you do? What will you do if I cook? I want to cook what I want. And people were literally holding him. And KAYBOBO was asking him, like, what do you go do? Like, now your papa get Lagos. In other words, is your father the owner of Lagos? Is your father that powerful to own Lagos that you are challenging? That was what his statement meant. And so at that point in time, the only thing that Koyin picked was your papa. Now, for those of you that are Nigerians, if somebody tells you your papa, meaning your father, that is a swear word. It's more like saying F your father. Yeah, so that's a swear word. So KAYBOBO said, na your papa get Lagos. That was a question, like, you know, more like a challenge. And Koyin picked offense. For him, what he heard was your papa. Right? So he was really aggravated. He was upset. And guys, don't forget that today is a very, very emotional day for Koyin. Koyin has been a crybaby today. On my previous video, I shared about how he was missing home, how he was missing his mom, and he was crying in the kitchen, and some of the guys were going to console him, you know. So here is another emotionally charged event happening again, and this guy was all over the place. They had to drag him out to the garden, and they were trying to pacify him, and he was shouting and wailing, and he was even crying, shedding more tears, attracting the attention of almost everybody in the house, and everybody was going to go and console him. And that was quite triggering to the likes of Victory. Victory even went into the house, went to the kitchen, and was challenging KAYBOBO, like, why would you even mention the guy's dad? And KAYBOBO was trying to explain that, dude, I didn't even insult his dad. It's a typical question that everybody in Lagos or Nigeria ask people, like, now your papa get this thing, you know, that kind of thing. So how is that an insult? But you could tell that Victory was trying to leverage on that situation to get into a fight, into an altercation with KAYBOBO, you know. But then thankfully Jason J was there and put a stop to it and told Victory to leave, that he was kind of aggravating the whole situation. At that point, it seemed like the whole house automatically started seeing and labeling KAYBOBO as a bully, because Koyin, the smaller framed young man, was crying and he did not look well. So everybody automatically was blaming KAYBOBO. They were accusing him of, is it demasculating, what's his name now, Koyin, treating Koyin like a child. And guys, KAYBOBO looked so helpless, because this guy was trying to explain that, listen, I didn't even say anything bad. I did not even disrespect this young man. I was really polite. And even Faith, that was in the kitchen, was defending him that he was being polite, that it was even Koyin that was even disrespectful, because a lot of people were not in the kitchen, so they did not really see what happened, aside the likes of Faith. So the whole thing went on and on. Even Mensan went outside and was trying to rile up a lot of people more, to rile up support for Koyin against KAYBOBO. And Koyin was enjoying the rave. You know, some of the females were going to go and console him, hug him. Tracy even went to use a clean white towel, you know, to wipe his tears. The guy was shouting, "Ah, my father, ah, my..." Like, he was being so dramatic, leveraging on all the attention that he was getting, whilst KAYBOBO was receiving a lot of backlash. Now, something seemed odd to the likes of Faith and Kola. So they had gone back to the kitchen and they had asked KAYBOBO again that, "Dude, what exactly did you say?" And he said, "I only asked him, Papa get Lagos. Papa get Lagos." And guys, if you all recall the way Cross the Boss or Shine Your Eyes is in talks, that is the exact same way that KAYBOBO sounds. They sound alike. So the guys were quite shocked. They were like, "You only asked him Page Lagos?" He said, "Yes, that's what he asked." And Faith and Kola, they were so shocked. They said, "So why is Koyin overreacting? Why is he dramatizing so much, you know, to draw attention? That it doesn't really make sense." He said, that even he is shocked at the way the guy is even escalating the whole situation. So Faith and Kola, especially Faith, decided to go outside and ask Koyin what he heard, because according to Faith, it could be that the guy did not hear the entire sentence, and so he was reacting based off of something he heard. Faith went outside and asked Koyin. Now, Koyin knew that he was going to get caught, so he was still being dramatic. Thelma was by his side, you know, standing solidly beside him and consoling him. And Faith asked him a simple question, that, "Okay, what did you hear? What triggered you?" Now, he was adamant. He did not want to say anything. But then he later said something. He said, "Your papa." And Faith said no, that, "Okay, this is where the problem lies. You only heard your papa. You did not hear the entire sentence. And this is why you're upset." That what this guy said is, "No, your papa get Lagos." He did not say your papa. And Koyin was like, no. He's lying. "Look, I'm very, very smart. I heard what he said." And because he was aggravated again, people came and said, no, don't upset him anymore. We just successfully calmed him down. We just successfully pacified him. I say, hey, drama. But Faith got the answer he wanted. So he took that answer back into the house. Kola was also there, saw all the dramatization that Koyin was doing. He was smiling and he walked away. So they went back into the house and, you know, people were just having conversations with KAYBOBO, and he was also trying to explain himself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I have to say. Let us all be careful not to jump on the narrative of KAYBOBO bullying Koyin too early in the game. It's a very, very dangerous narrative. Let us watch the show for ourselves and see things play out for ourselves, because Koyin is a very, very smart kid, and I must give it to him, because watching the way he completely turned almost the whole house against KAYBOBO, that is ruthless. Because remember, nominations is going to be happening tonight. So this guy really had it in for KAYBOBO, right? And he has been making a case for himself, and a lot of housemates, they are on his side. Even Mensan is on his side. Really also, it's like the conveyor of the protest, you know. At this point, they want to carry a placard with KAYBOBO's head on it, you know. So let us all be careful. Let us all not be too hasty. Remember, watch the housemates for yourself, experience them for yourselves before jumping into conclusions of giving labels like, oh, the victim, the bully, and blah, blah, blah. All right. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what's his name now? Ortega had gone to Koyin outside, and I told him that, okay, he wants them to resolve the issue so that nobody would hold grudges. But guess what? Koyin is refusing. He does not want to resolve anything. He said he's not moving an inch. Now, KAYBOBO, on the other hand, said once he's done cooking, he's going to go and apologize to Koyin, because he knew that he did not insult the guy, but he accepts that mentioning even your papa, that's your father, could be a trigger to Koyin, which is acceptable, right? So at this point, I'm just waiting, fingers crossed, to see how it goes. And more importantly, I want to see if Koyin is going to successfully get the whole house, or maybe half the housemates, to nominate KAYBOBO, because right now that guy has a huge target on his back. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking here right now because this is just supposed to be a brief summary of I'm going to stop talking here right now because this is just supposed to be a brief summary of what caused the altercation between Koyin and KAYBOBO. All right, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, so please go ahead, share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.